A loud noise startled Junpei awake, and his eyes snapped open. As they adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize his surroundings. Ow! Oh man, I'm so glad to be playing a visual novel again. Like, it's just like my MO at this point. With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air. Oh, that's fun. If only there was a boob there. His balance lost, and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold, gray floor. Ouch! God damn it! Okay, that's a funky way of writing that, sure. God, what the hell? Junpei glared around the room, still trying to determine where he'd woken up. The fall had shaken the last cobwebs of sleep from his mind, and finally he understood where he'd fallen from. It was a bed. And we're on a boat! A 3-level bunk bed, in fact. A boat that's blowing up? Or something. Junpei had fallen, apparently, from the topmost bunk. His shoulder hurt, his knee hurt, his hip hurt, his entire body hurt. He could feel a bump forming on his forehead, where he'd slammed it against the low ceiling. Ouch! He wondered if that bump was the reason he felt his vision wavering a bit, but that seemed unlikely. At first he thought the tremor that ran through his legs was just another effect of his rude awakening, but as he looked around he realized it was real. Is this real life? Is this just fantasy? The whole room was shaking. Was it an earthquake, he wondered? Oh god, did he already have that move, even though it's so early in the game? That's pretty good if he does. Didn't seem likely. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty late game move, and we just started. It was shaking far too quickly for an earthquake. Is it a magnitude? Then again, Junpei had no idea what it was, if not an earthquake. A boatquake? A tsunami. He tried to tell himself it was important. An explosion? Junpei rubbed the growing bump on his head and gingerly climbed to his feet. His balance regained, he finally took his first good look around the room. And muttered to himself. Okay. Balance regained, he finally took his first good look around the room and muttered to himself. Where am I? His pain momentarily forgotten in the face of the confusion of his circumstances, Junpei looked around the room once again. Okay. Minutes passed while Junpei struggled to get his bearings. Okay, we see some stuff. Then, as suddenly as they had begun, the tremors ceased. Well, that's good. A cold silence fell over the room. From somewhere far away, Junpei could hear the sound of metal squeaking. That's a fun sound. He felt his stomach tighten. There were 1,000 things the sound could have been, but none of the things he could think of were good. In an attempt to distract himself, Junpei looked around the room once more. That's fun. Distractions are the best type of distractions. There was a stove that looked more antique than functional. The 3-level bunk bed had mattresses that were so thin that they were little more than blankets. Oh wow, that sucks. And hey, Bloody Five! On the other side of the room was an identical bed, and set in the wall between the beds was a slightly dirty iron door. Yes, it is. How do you know it's iron, though? What proof do you have? What if it's some other kind of metal? The first thing Junpei noticed about the door was the number roughly emblazoned across it. Although, it's not Junpei speaking. There's an actual narrator in this game, so I'm assuming it's an all-knowing narrator. He's still going to hide information from us like a dick, probably. On the surface of the door, in red paint, someone had written 5. 5? What's the 5 mean? I'd make a prediction, but I've seen the first hour of this game, so I already know what it means. I assume, unless there's some other deep meaning behind it. Suspicious and still utterly confused, Junpei approached the door slowly. Standing at last in front of the door, Junpei grabbed hold of the L-shaped handle. A push yielded no movement, and a pull the same result. A few more tries cemented the truth in Junpei's mind. It would not open. It didn't matter how much he pushed and shoved, the handle wouldn't budge. Next to the door was an odd-looking device that reminded Junpei of a card reader. Cards? I like cards. I play the card games. Typically just on Dueling Network, though, because who has time for it in real life? Or money for it, for that matter. Ugh. Didn't take a genius to figure out that the odd-looking device was keeping the door shut. Actually, funny thing about that, I'm not a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. I've really lost interest in it. Cardfight Vanguard's where all the cool kids are at now. But this is 999, not card games on motorcycles, or off motorcycles for that matter. Junpei knocked hard on the door. Hey! Hello? Is anyone there? Open the door! Knock knock, who's there? It's me! That's funny. There was no response. Junpei threw his left fist in the door. Why is it that I feel so trapped? For anyone who's seen that game, I love that. It's hilarious. And stopped. What the hell is this? He wasn't really sure what else to say. Ooh. On his left wrist was a bracelet of a sort he'd never seen before. In the center was a large LCD display. It looked like nothing else so much as a watch, but it clearly wasn't that. It has the 5 on it. After all, it showed only a single number. 5. That's the same as the door. True, the numbers were the same, but he had no idea what that might mean. All he knew was that it was strange and new, and he wanted it off. Get this off my body! I don't use condoms, and I don't use this! Junpei flipped his hand over, as if to remove a watch, but... hairy butts! The other side of the bracelet was solid. No buckle, no clasp, nothing. He sighed and flipped the thing back over. There were a number of rivets around the rim of the face. Perhaps... He pushed them, but nothing happened. On a watch, they might be dials for adjusting date or time, but on this bracelet, they did nothing. Junpei was at a loss. What was he gonna do? I don't know! Growing more desperate, he began to tug at it. Like tug-of-war. But the watch wins. Ha! Beaten by a watch. Not again. Damn it. Urgh! Damn! Not here. Gotta get that 4th chaos. That line sticks in my head. That's another line. Like, there's a lot of random video game quotes. Or just TV quotes. But, and that one's from a game I don't even really like. Shadow the Hedgehog. I like its soundtrack, but other than that, no thanks. It's no good! It's no use! Okay, I'm done. I'm done. No promises. Damn thing won't come off! A steel ring ran from the face, around Junpei's wrist, and back to the face. He wouldn't be pulling the bracelet off any time in the near future. What if he went back to the future? Oh, okay, I said I would stop. I just said I would stop. What the hell is the deal with this thing? Deal or no deal? Okay, I'm going overboard now. Okay, that's it. No more references for at least 5 minutes. Frustration and desperation were beginning to mix as the reality of the situation began to dawn fully on Junpei. So much was happening, and none of it made sense. Junpei felt as though he were about to explode. Must resist urge to talk about Pokemon? Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why? Why? Why don't you press Y? That's an in-joke no one's gonna get. Unless you're watching this, in which case, wow. Whoa, what? What was that? It was at that moment that he noticed the window. I noticed a flash. The window was round, rimmed in riveted brass, like a window from an early 20th century ship. I'm more freaked out by what just went on screen, but, yeah. What? Wait, am I on a boat? Junpei walked slowly toward the window. He could see nothing beyond it but thick, impenetrable darkness. Junpei squinted, trying to see something. Anything. This game was made in Japan, so they're already pre-squinting, right? I mean, I'm sorry. It was at that moment. What the? You gotta be kidding me! It's breaking? High pressure? What the hell's going on here? Kaboosh! Uh-oh, man overboard! A crack split the glass of the window, and for a moment Junpei stared at it. Then the window burst, and water began to pour into the room. What the hell? I love the random all caps. Well, not entirely random, but man. God damn it! Junpei yelled and spun around. 360! 360! His feet slipping on the water, already coming through the window. He ran for the door. Still wouldn't open. Didn't work last time. Don't think it's gonna work this time. Hey! Anyone! Is anyone there? This reminds me of the Titanic, honestly. Like, how, in the movie, I know the movie, well, I've seen Confused Matthew, so I kind of feel like the movie's a disgrace, but maybe his opinion is just shaping mine. I don't know. I agree with a lot of his opinions. But, he talks about, anyways, in the Titanic movie, like, the guy gets trapped in the room when the room is flooding, right? And, I mean, they have to save him, but, I don't think anyone's gonna be saving Junpei. It's just a guess, and by guess I mean I've actually, again, seen the first bit of this game, so I know no one is. Spoilers! Come on, if you dare say something! There was no reply. As Junpei screamed and pounded on the door, the water began to rise. It was now ankle deep on the floor, and rising quickly towards his knees. Things were not looking good for Junpei. Not good at all. He needed to find a way out, and quickly. Junpei ran a hand across his forehead, brushing the sweat out of his eyes, and looked around the room. Oh! Hey, first time we get to see a little bit of our main character. If you say so. Alright, I already know this thing isn't timed, so I can kind of take my sweet time. But, operations during an escape. During an escape, you can move to different parts of the room by touching the bottom screen, or in this case, the right screen. Turn up the game volume a little bit. Since many areas require very exact selection, we recommend you use the stylus. I will use the mouse, thank you very much. Yeah, this is an emulator mostly because, for convenience sake, I will get the game. I don't have it yet. I plan to, and I plan to blind up the sequel as well, because I know this has a sequel. That I'm gonna be doing when I get my 3DS capture card. But for this, it's mostly for convenience sake because it's a lot easier to work with an emulator than it is the DS. Plus, I need my DS recorder anyways, and it's like I really want to play this because I saw it. So I'm like, anyways, I'm gonna get the game. Calm down. The problem is, even if I got the game, I'd still need a recorder for it, so I might as well just do this now. That's my thinking. Since many areas require very exact selection, we recommend you use the stylus. Searching during an escape. During an escape, you can touch the background to search anywhere in the room. Areas you can investigate will be highlighted yellow the moment you touch them. Depending on the nature of the location you touch, you might find an item or a hint. Begin searching by touching places on the bottom screen. Ooh, touching. How to move. Touch the triangle icon on the bottom screen. Doing so will change the viewing angle of the room and move you to different locations. You can do the same thing by pressing left, right, and down on the control pad. Bird's eye view. If you want to know where you are, touch X on the camera icon. Oh my god, you're giving me too many instructions at once. I'm not going to get this all in. I'm just gonna have to learn by pressing random buttons, probably. Screen. Yeah. This will show you where you are and what direction you're facing. Saving! This is important. Well, not really. Emulator save states, but still I want to be as legit as possible. Pressing start will allow you to save. If you want to quit, we recommend pressing start. Purpose of the escape. The purpose of each escape is to get out of the room. How you do that depends on the room. So I guess we're gonna have to escape from a lot of rooms, probably. Probably all about escaping to get out of this sinking ship, I'm guessing. How you do that depends on the room. You'll need to search all throughout the room to discover what you'll need to do to get out. Search for hits and items that may help you find a way out. So yeah, it's not only a visual novel, it's one of those find random items in the room and, you know, escape kind of games. Like Trapped! I'm not really savvy with these games per se, but I've seen playthroughs of them. I've never really played them myself, so we'll see how I do with them. Okay, so let me just mess around with the buttons to make sure I know what they'll do. I guess we're gonna check with the mouse then. Let's see here. What's this over here? What do we got? I just see some kind of picture. About items. During an escape, investigating certain parts of the room will allow you to obtain items. Once you've obtained an item, you'll be able to go to the item screen. Touching L item on the top left will take you to the item screen. While on the item screen, you'll be able to investigate, hold, and combine items that you found. Oh boy, combining! If you want to investigate an item you found, touch the icon for that item in the item screen. And then touch... Oh my god, stop giving me so many commands at once! What do you take me for, smart?